Hello Year 2. Today we are going to be doing some fraction revision. We're going to be practicing three things. The first thing we're going to practice is practicing reading fractions. The second thing we are going to practice is we're going to practice coloring the fractions in. And the third thing we're going to practice is finding fractions of an amount. So let's get started. First thing, we're going to practice reading the fractions. It will be kind of like an I say, you say. 1/2, 1/2, 1/3, 1/3, 1/4, 1/4, 2/3, 2/3, 3/4, 3/4. Right, so now we have practiced reading the fractions. We're going to move on to practicing coloring them in, okay? So I have got this fraction. Can you try to say it? It's 1/4. And we're going to practice coloring that in. So I have already made a piece of paper that is split into 4 equal parts, because on the fraction, that 4 tells us it must be split into 4 equal parts. So I've already gone and done that. Now we're going to color it in. That 1 tells us how many parts to color. Because if you remember, get your strong arms out, we split it into 4 equal parts and we hold one of those parts. So we're going to color in 1 part of our little piece of paper. So I'm going to get my Sharpie. I'm not going to color the whole thing in because, as we know from maths lessons, it's not an art lesson, it's a math lesson. So I'm just going to shade it in really quickly. Okay. There we go, 1/4. So 1/4, 1/4. I'm going to choose another one now. Let's do this one. Can you remember how to read this fraction? It's 1/3. So we're going to get our strong arms out. Ready? Strong arms out. We split it into 3 equal parts and we hold one of those parts. We're not going to hold it this time. We're going to color it in. So I have already done my piece of paper. I've got 2 that I can choose from. Which one will I be using? Remember, we split it into 3 equal parts. I'm going to use that one. Split it into 3 equal parts and we hold one of those parts. So I'm going to shade in one of those parts. Do you think it matters which rectangle I shade in? No, it doesn't matter as long as one part is shaded in. So I'm going to shade the middle one. Okay, so here is my 1/3 shape and my 1/3 fraction. Put that aside. Next one, let's do this fraction. Can you remember how to read this fraction? 2/3. Strong arms ready? We split it into 3 equal parts and we hold 2 of those parts. So, which shape should I use? This one. It is split into 3 equal parts and I'm going to hold, color in 2 of those parts. Again, it doesn't matter which one I do. So I'm going to do this top one and I'm going to do the middle one. there's my shape, and there's my fraction. 2/3, 2/3. Final one. Can you remember how to read this fraction? 3/4. Strong arms ready. We split it into 4 equal parts and we hold 3 of those parts. So I've got my shape ready, 4 equal parts, and I'm going to shade in 3 of them. I'm going to shade in this one, and this one. Three quarters. The next thing we're going to do is find fractions of an amount. I'm going to have to turn my camera around. So now we're going to look at fractions of an amount. This question is 1/3 of 15 is the same as something. We're trying to figure out what is 1/3 of 15. So if you remember from school, the first thing we do is we get out 15 objects because that is our altogether number. So I'm going to use my pasta again. I'm going to get out 15 shell pastas. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. So I've got 15 shell pastas, and I want to know what is 1/3 of 15. So let's remember how to do that fraction using our arms. So strong arm ready? We split it into 3 equal parts and we hold 1 of those parts. So I'm going to get out 3 bowls. I've got 1 bowl, 2 bowls, 3 bowls. I'm going to move the fraction out of the way for a bit because I can't fit it all into my screen. I'll move it right there. There we go. So we've got 1/3 of 15. So now I'm going to split my 15 equally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh dear, what's going on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Miscounted. Oh, it's hiding. It's hiding underneath the bowl. 50. There we go. So now we have 5 in each group. They are split equally. We want to know what is just 1/3. Let's practice again. We split it into 3 equal parts. 3 equal parts. And we hold 1 of those parts. So I'm going to hold 1 part. How many is 1/3 of 15? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here, 1/3 of 15 is the same as 5. Let's do another one. 1/4 of 12 is the same as something. Strong arms ready. We split it into 4 equal parts and we hold 1 of those parts. So we need to get 12 objects because that is our altogether number. Let's get 12 pieces of pasta. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And we want to find out what is 1/4 of 12. So how many bowls am I going to need? How many equal parts are there? It's 4. So I need 4 bowls. Move these out of the way for now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So split it into 4 equal parts. We're going to split that 12. Let me get my pasta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We split it into 4 equal parts and we hold one of those parts. I'm going to hold one part. How many is in my 1/4? Got 3. 3 pieces of pasta. So 1/4 of 12 is the same as 3. Okay, let's do another one. The next question, 3/4 of 20. Now, what do you notice is different in this question compared to this one and this one? What's different? What's different is that we're not just looking at one part. We're going to be looking at 3 of those parts. So what is our all-together number? It's 20. So I'm going to get 20 pieces of pasta. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. This 20 is my altogether number, and I want to try to find 3/4. Strong arm, oops. Strong arms ready? We split it into 4 equal parts and we hold 3 of those parts. So I'm going to get 4 bowls. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And I'm going to split my 20 equally amongst all 4 groups. 1, 2, 3. So I have split my 20 equally into 4 equal groups. And I'm trying to find what is 3/4. So let's strong arms again. We split it into 4 equal parts and we hold 3 of those parts. I can't actually hold 3 bowls, so I'm just going to move one of them aside. So I'm going to hold these 3. So how many do I have in these 3 bowls altogether? Well, there's 5 here, and 5 here, and 5 here. I don't need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's going to take me ages. We can count up in 5s. 5, 10, 15. So 3/4 of 20 is the same as 15. Fantastic work, guys. Bye.